Yo, what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News Access Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs. And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So, you guys know that I did say I was going to be doing a player tier list, but if you didn't know, a lot's been going on with these guys right here, Cloud9 New York. If you look, Afro, Mac, Beans, and Vivid are the current active roster that's listed, but if we go here to COD Fandom, we find something quite different. So, as you guys can see, on February 3rd, Afro, Beans, and Vivid all left Cloud9 New York. Mac left the following day, which is 2 days ago, time of recording. This would be Wednesday of this week. And then Neum joined LA Thieves yesterday, of course, on Thursday, time of recording. And Kenny stepped down. I'm not sure where Ken ends up, so we'll see. But yeah. So Neum was playing college COD, and he was obviously playing in challenges for Huntsman. So shout out to Neum. He's a grinder, well deserved. And then not really too sure what is going on with Cloud9, but that's what motivated me to make this video today. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what the bottom 3 teams in the CDL can do to right the ship, with that being personnel changes, employing different strategies, or, just giving it a little bit of time and some sunlight. So, let's start off with Cloud9 New York. As I mentioned before, they squad wiped, so Afro, Mac, Beans, and Vivid were all let go. And what we heard from Jack is that he's trying to get the players to accept, yes, I'm just going to say this is absolutely fucking disgraceful. He's trying to get the players to accept half of what they were being paid before. They're already the lowest paid team in the league, making only $48,000 a year. Jack is trying to get them to work for $24,000 a year, ladies and gentlemen. $24,000 a year. As underpaid as teachers are, these guys would be even more underpaid than that. So, yeah, I don't know what kind of shit they're smoking over there in the Cloud9 New York camp, but I want some, because clearly it's fire. I mean, Delulu to the max. Delulu doesn't even explain it. I mean, they're 1-7, 14-21 in maps, but I mean, for $24,000, you're absolutely not going to get a team that's going to be any bit, better than what you already had. So I just struggle to see the point in that move. But anyways, let's get into how they could actually improve the team very, very cost effectively, right? So looking at it, this is of course the Elite Stage 1 playoffs. This is how it shaped, right? This is how it took shape. It just ended on the 22nd of January. Our first place team was P7, of course that being Yuli, ReeaL, Awakening, Geo, Juju, and Pengu. And then second place we had Falcons Academy, King of Bodhi, RCDs, Paul X, Priesta, and Naga as a coach. Shout out to Nagafin OG. Then in third place we have For Fun Black, Phantoms, Proto, Peel, and Zivik. Fourth place we have Proloot, Spark, Cap, Fire, and of course Coach Temp. This is Bush Gaming or Barstool Sports, whatever you want to call it. Fifth place, we had, of course, Falcons Academy, blah, 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 blah. Huntsman, 7th through 8th, along with Omet Brooklyn. So we have a lot of talent here. Obviously, Aluka, we know, was picked up by Faze Vegas. He's currently on the bench for them, so that's not going to happen. But I do think that realistically, the C9 side could put together a pretty solid team. Players that we've heard are being targeted by them are Renegade and, I believe, Q4 from Falcons. QK4B, I'm sorry, from Falcons. Those are the two that we've heard linked to the MYSL camp. I'm sorry, the MYSL camp. C9 New York camp. I mean, it's going to be a challenger's hodgepodge, right? So you would have to look at who would be the best bang for your buck. If he's willing to accept it, I would say Yuli. He definitely deserves a call up. He's been really farming down in challengers for a couple of years now, and he would definitely improve this C9 team if they retain Mac and Afro, which I don't see being that likely. Those guys probably don't want to compete for less than minimum wage. I mean, it's pretty disgraceful. Considering the fact that Afro and Mac have always been premier players, I just don't see that kind of fall from grace being really well accepted by them. I feel like they'll just try to explore better options and play through challengers, try to get on a team that wants to pay at least $50,000. So I see maybe Yuli. Maybe they pick up someone from Saudi like King Abadi or QK, like I said. Maybe give somebody who's, not really gotten a shot at a chance. I mean, they're already funded by the Falcons Academy, so I guess they would technically be on loan. Maybe Falcons still pays their salary. Who knows? But I do think QK, Renegade, let's say King Abadi, and maybe Geo. I don't know that Geo would take that little, but I think a lot of these guys in challengers, like some of them aren't even on salary, but the guys on the top orgs are, and I think they probably make more from like I would say P7, Bush Gaming, and Falcons Academy, and Huntsman, right? Than you would, and of course Omit. I mean, looking at a lot of the orgs here, Omit we know pays their players. Huntsman, I would expect them to be paying their players. I'm pretty sure they do pay their players. Falcons Academy, we know they're paying their players. Bush Gaming, I'm pretty sure pays their players as well. Falcons Academy, I'm guessing this is White. Yes, Falcons Academy White, we know they're paying their players. And I'm pretty sure P7 pays as well. So, yeah, I mean, 6 of the top 8 I feel like are paying. So I don't really see. Maybe these guys want the exposure opportunity. So yeah, I see them picking up anybody from these teams realistically just because the owners will probably let them go just, to get into the league. But C9 definitely shot themselves in the foot. The only path forward, I believe, is to just start fresh and pick up some challengers players who are willing to accept less than minimum wage, which is an insane ask in today's economy, right? Like, with inflation being as out of control as it is, like, I don't think anyone's going to basically work for less money than they would have made, like, even 5 years ago, right? Even, like, with minimum wage. Like, I mean, less than minimum wage nowadays is just a joke. So I see it only being an option for people who really need the lifeline and are just trying to get themselves some exposure for next year. So that's Cloud9. Let's close that out because I don't know what the hell they're going to do or what the hell they can do. We'll see. Speaking of people where I don't know what they're going to do, we have the Vancouver Surge. They definitely have shown some improvement recently. They, of course, looked pretty good on LAN in their lone win, right, on LAN. But then they played the Miami Heretics. They went through a buzzsaw and they got cut to ribbons. So I'm not really sure what to think of that. As you guys can see, TJ, of course, is a new addition with only 22 maps played. So I think you keep TJ and Gwen, you keep Lunars, and I would replace Abe if I'm being honest with you. I like Abe as a player. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but I just feel like at this point in the season, it's time to really get active and try to make some aggressive moves that can really transform your team. So if we're looking for a fast-paced sub to really run it down, if I'm them, I would definitely target Yuli. Yuli has been one of the best, uh, low-key players and challengers. Or let's check out the winners of the Dallas Open. You could pick up someone from Rock Esports, Dahoom. I believe this is Doom as well. Any of these guys, Kicks. I mean, these are guys we saw in the league last year, so they have experience playing against the best players. You could also go and try to poach someone from Bush, Fire, Spark, Proloot, Cap, anybody. I mean, roles are not as big of a deal in this game, so you would just have to go for talent at that point. Honestly, I think you go for someone on Rock or Bush at this point because Project 7, obviously, this is the EU wing of Project 7, right? Oh, Harry changed his name to Lucifer? Really? Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I've heard that all of the Huntsman players, I've heard all of their names in active, rumors. Obviously, Niam is on LA Thieves right now. Kips, he's been linked to C9. I'm pretty sure all these guys have been linked to C9 at this point. Renegade definitely has. Not sure about Rispy, or if that's how you pronounce it, but I think he's been linked to them. Anyways, I see just a one-player move really being the way forward for these guys. I know they have good synergy and they all like each other a lot, but I do think a personnel change is needed just to get them like in a more competitive frame for the rest of the season, right? So I think honestly, you go for Yuli, you go for Dahoom, Kicks, one of these really fast-paced players. If I'm getting confused with Kicks and Dahoom. I remember Dahoom being like a fast-paced kind of sub player, right? So maybe I'm faded. Or you go for Big Cap. Big Cap, you guys know I've always loved Big Cap on the channel, so I'm always going to say he should have a spot. Proloot, another one who you could definitely give a spot to. Proloot's always been a very, very good SMG player. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's the most I want to do to theorize on that. So I think the way forward for the Vancouver Surge is a one-person change. And then looking at the Toronto Koi, let's go over the piece of news that came out the other day. So, preparing for Major 2 quals, they've made the decision to swap ReeaL to a flex and move CleanX back to an SMG. I think this is a great move, honestly, because CleanX, what is this? AI is going crazy. So I think moving ReeaL to a flex is a good move. His pace has definitely slowed down considerably. If you guys watched my last video, you know that I said that ReeAl's pace was kind of slow for his standards, right? ReeAl's always been the kind of player to run it down. He's always like your I would compare him to like a Shotzi in the role that he was playing. Obviously, don't get mad at me and say, "Oh, you compare him to Shotzi." No, I'm not saying he is Shotzi. I'm saying he plays the same role and he plays around the same pace. So on their team, he usually was the designated Slayer SMG, not your entry. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see how this turns out. I think it'll definitely pay dividends for Toronto. They were very close. They were very close. It was just a very small adjustment that needed to be made. And definitely CleanX was playing at a much faster pace than ReeaL, getting way more kills. And it felt like him being in that flex role was holding him and the team back from getting really, really close wins. So I think this will transform Toronto Koi into being the team that we expect them to be. I don't really advise any other changes myself, looking as, a Monday morning QB, if you will. So I think that's where I'll end it here. Not trying to make these videos super long. Just trying to get something out for you guys every day. I know a lot of you guys want something to watch while you're eating, late at night. So just trying to fill that void, trying to get out there to more people, market the channel a little bit better than I have in the past. I think I'm putting out some of my best work. You guys have definitely agreed with that. So I'm just trying to get more content out there and give you guys more opportunities to interact with me and the content that I'm putting out. So yeah, guys, that's about wrap up today's video. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night. I'm going to be hopping on Ranked, so you might see me go live on the channel, or I might go live on my Twitch channel, either one. My Twitch channel is linked down below, twitch.tv/VGB98. Follow me on there. It's my personal Twitch channel, so that's why the name is different. It's just my personal gamer tag and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great morning, noon, or night, like I said before. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News, Axe Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs. And I'll see you guys then. Peace.